northern Christian brothers and sisters, specifically for you. Why? Because if you go to the south-south, to the southeast, to the southwest, a Christian from northern part of Nigeria is a northerner. Simple. If there are breakdown of land orders in Enugu, they kill everybody, whether a Muslim or Christian coming from the north. This is the record that is on ground. Nobody can deny this. Christians of northern extraction, think wisely, act wisely, behave wisely. You have no business voting a southern candidate based on Christianity. At the end of the day, his agenda is not you. His agenda is his own tribe. If you pick Obi, his agenda is not Christianity. He could be a fantastic Catholic. But below the Catholicism, he is a die-hard Biafran. If you vote Obi, you are voting for Biafra. No mention of the words. If you vote for Biafra, you are voting for the destruction of the North. Tell me, a Christian from Taraba, Nasarawa, Kogi, Kwara, Kaduna, Kebbi, Sokoto, Bauchi, Gombe. Tell me what you drive, the benefit you will drive by voting Obi. Just tell me one single benefit. And the answer is there is none. If you want to know the answer is true, go to Enugu, go to Aba, go to Inewi, go to Akwa Ibom, go to every part of the south. As a Christian,
Nigerians, my name is Mahadi Shuku, a Nigerian by birth, from Katsina State, in a locality called Opasori. This outing and clip is titled Extreme Poverty in Nigeria. Where are the sheikhs, the malams, and the ulamas? I am asking this question because prior to the 2023 general elections, many sheikhs, with few exceptions, many malams, with few exceptions, many ulamas, with few exceptions, were all over. They took over the pulpit of their mosques. They took over the microphones. They were in all media houses, in all public gatherings, promoting the venom of Muslim cricket in wholesale and retail. Why do I say it is a venom? In a country with millions of Christians and followers of other influences, other than Muslims, you can't tell me that there is no Christian worth his own soul and name that can become a deputy vice president from the deputy president or vice president from the northern extraction. That is clearly unthinkable. And they know it is not justifiable. There is no justice, no equity, no fairness in that Muslim ticket. But they went ahead for some very clear reasons to promote, to protect, to project that unwholesome project of Muslim ticket. They influenced their congregations. They quoted verses of the Quran, interpreted those verses to serve their own purposes. Before you say Jack Robinson, it was all over. In wholesale and retail, majority of people were convinced that Muslim ticket is justifiable. And we saw the results, especially in the northwest and northeast. They sold the ticket, even though 14 million people in Nigeria said no. The voices of Obi and the voices of Atiku said no. In unison, over 14 million people. Only 8 million people that are still doubtful bought into the Bobby trap. Now it is Muslim ticket at play. Increasing hunger, starvation, insecurity all over the horizon. People are traumatized, confused, bewildered, and dislocated. Everybody today in Nigeria is on his own. Everybody for himself, God for us all, survival of the fittest, and the devil take the hindermost. Yet, we are hearing no voices from the ulamas, from the malams, from the sheikhs. It is inordinate silence. We only saw them going to Niger to plead for war not to go on. But before Niger, it has been 8 years of harvest of death under Buhari. Harvest of disease, of delay, of decay, of injustice and forbidding of justice. But they kept quiet. They were comfortable with the difficult heal injury inflicted by Buhari's 8 years of disaster. They were comfortable with the thousands of people being killed and slaughtered all over the country under Buhari. They were okay that people were being kidnapped, maimed, killed, incapacitated, and financially dispossessed. They were okay that farmers were not going to the farm. They never went to Buhari, at least none to us. Now it is the turn of Muslim ticket. They could go to Niger, but we expected them having sold this ticket of Muslim ticket. And with the rise in poverty and disease in the country, unemployment, poverty, declining values, we expected them to have the courage, the guts, the audacity, the wherewithal, and the liver to go and tell Tinubu that we sold you in wholesale and retail, especially to the Muslims. Now the whole of Nigeria, Muslims and Christians, are dying of hunger, of disease. Traders, medium, large scale and lower scale, 80% of them have had their capital decimated on account of their reckless statement on the very first day you were sworn in, where you said no more fuel subsidy. It has decimated 80% of all people with capital. It has increased the number of people who are in abject multidimensional poverty to beyond 134 million to over 200 million. We expected them to tell him pop a plate in open space. But mum is the word. Silent is the word. They have gone into inordinate silence, as if they have gone into deep slumber. Why don't they go and do this elementary ethical responsibility? Ulamas, sheikhs, malams, don't forget, if you are looking away now at a time when the Tinubu's regime is inflicting injury on majority Nigerians and decimating them, if you are looking away because you are comfortable, if you are looking away because you are rich, if you are looking away because you have shelter beautiful and over your head, if you are looking away because of the various automobiles including bulletproofs at your own possession, if you are looking away because your children go to the best schools, if you are looking away because you can afford health care and food, do know that nothing is permanent. We've seen rich people turning into poor people, healthy people physically incapacitated, knowledgeable people reduced into nothing. There is no exception. Nobody is an exception to this rule from Allah Ta'ala. If you can't talk now, you will definitely talk. Willy-nilly, whether you like it or not, on Judgment Day, ulamas, malam, sheikhs, alarammas, along with rich men, people endowed with wealth, along with the leaders elected and appointed and those who inherited power.
This is a message to my northern Christian brothers and sisters, specifically for you. Why? Because if you go to the south-south, to the southeast, to the southwest, a Christian from northern part of Nigeria is a northerner. Simple. If there are breakdown of land orders in Enugu, they kill everybody, whether a Muslim or Christian coming from the north. This is the record that is on ground. Nobody can deny this. Christians of northern extraction, think wisely, act wisely, behave wisely. You have no business voting a southern candidate based on Christianity. At the end of the day, his agenda is not you. His agenda is his own tribe. If you pick Obi, his agenda is not Christianity. He could be a fantastic Catholic. But below the Catholicism, he is a die-hard Biafran. If you vote Obi, you are voting for Biafra. No missing of the words. If you vote for Biafra, you are voting for the destruction of the North. Tell me, a Christian from Taraba, Nasarawa, Kogi, Kwara, Kaduna, Kebbi, Sokoto, Bauchi, Gombe. Tell me what you drive, the benefit you will drive by voting Obi. Just tell me one single benefit. And the answer is there is none. If you want to know the answer is true, go to Enugu, go to Aba, go to Inewi, go to Akwa Ibom, go to every part of the south. As a Muslim, as a Christian,
the issue of the Biafra agitation, the timing, has really brought suspicion and fear into our heart. The issue of the Biafra agitation, the timing, has really brought suspicion and fear into our heart. The issue of the Biafra agitation, the timing, has really brought suspicion and fear into our heart. The issue of the Biafra agitation, the timing, has really brought suspicion and fear into our heart. The issue of the Biafra agitation, the timing, has really brought suspicion and fear into our heart. The issue of the Biafra agitation, the timing, has really brought suspicion and fear.
The governor of the state himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from
Good morning to all Biafrans, and good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depending on your time zone. I played two different videos, and I believe Biafrans should understand the videos that I played and what they stand for. The other video is talking about the same Fulani man who advocated for Muslim ticket. And now
they took over the pulpit.
The same man again is the man who now advocate for a better Nigeria, because Tinubu have begun to show them pepper. Look at them all. This man you see here is one and the same man. It is talking from the two sides of the mouth. Now, in this other video, he told us that that when you vote to be, or when you allow a Southerner or an Easterner to come to be the president, that you are going to destroy the dominance of power of the North. You're going to destroy the North, and you're going to allow Biafra to come. That is from this video. On the other one, he's now telling you, after they have accomplished the Muslim ticket, he's now telling you now that they are all dying, and they are crying. Why are they crying? Why are they dying? The Muslim ticket they voted for is good for them, so they should not be lamenting. They should enjoy their abject poverty. They should enjoy their massacre. They should enjoy everything that they worked for, because it's what they loved. They canvass for their Muslim ticket, and they want it to remain as jihad.
This is a message to my northern Christian brothers and sisters, specifically for you. Why? Because if you go to the south, to the southeast, to the southwest, a Christian from northern part of Nigeria is a northerner. Simple. If there are breakdown of blood orders in Enugu, they kill everybody, whether a Muslim or Christian coming from the north. This is the record that is on ground. Nobody can deny this. Christians of northern extraction, think wisely, act wisely, behave wisely. You have no business voting a southern candidate based on Christianity. At the end of the day, his agenda is not you. His agenda is his own tribe. If you pick Obi, his agenda is not Christianity. He could be a fantastic Catholic. But below the Catholicism, he is a die-hard Biafran. If you vote Obi, you are voting for Biafra. No mention of the words. If you vote for Biafra, you are voting for the destruction of the North.
Today, the table don't turn round. The table don't turn round today, because the same people that use their mouth to say Biafra will not come are enjoying their one Nigeria, and they are lamenting. At times I ask if it is a crocodile tears that they are doing, or if they already know what they are doing. Okay, let them enjoy their one Nigeria and enjoy it to the very end. Now, the message this morning is that the Zoo terrorists should not be in a hurry to run away from Biafra land. No, they should be very comfortable coming down to Biafra land. Why? Because we have prepared a very good dish for them. The Biafran Liberation Army have prepared a very good dish for them. They should not think of retreating. They should not think of going back. No. What they should do is that they should come very, very close. I mean, very, very close. They should go and regroup. They should go and load more of their terrorists. They should bring more from the Sahel. More should be brought in from Palestine. More should be brought in from Saudi Arabia as before. More should be brought in from Sierra Leone. More should be brought in from Senegambia. Please, bring more of them. the Biafran Liberation Army are standing in waiting. They are standing very strong and waiting to decimate and destroy the terrorists coming into Biafra land. Because we see that some of you are trying to run away. No, please. Hopeless Usorima and Soludo and all the newly elected governors and selected governors of the East serving the interests of one Nigeria. Go and make sure you deploy more and more of the terrorists that will come to kill Biafrans. Go and bring them. Bring them. The firepower of the Biafran Liberation Army is warming up, is doing press up, waiting to consume whoever is coming in to kill our women and children. We don't want to hear that you people are retreating or running away from anywhere. No. Biafra land wants to consume more manures. Yes. So that after you now sediment inside the ground, you will now be able to produce oil and gas for the land of Biafra. Bring more of the terrorists down to Biafra land. Do not take them back. Bring them. And as you bring them, as you come in droves and in thousands, remember to write your will. And also remember to publish what has happened to you for the past 3 days. Also remember to publish what will happen to you after you enter Biafra land. I beg of you. The Zoo government should not retreat their army. Since you understand that you want to fight Biafra, this is not 1966 to 70s. Let them come. The time of pleading and begging you to leave Biafra land have come and gone. This time is Operation Fire for Fire. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and a stone for stone. It is not time to back down. Before we came out for this Biafra liberation, we knew that we were ready. Our lives where we are now is not the important thing to us. What matters to us is the debt that we owe to the death. It outweighs that of the living. Did you understand my point? I said, the thing where we they owe to the Biafrans that have been massacred, like I talk and well, for broken. That thing where we they owe, will be like say, when somebody come work for you, you they owe somebody money where you supposed to pay them. Now, what I'm trying to make you understand is that the debt, that thing where we they owe the people, no be our own life, they important now. What is the important now? Now that debt, that revenge, that reprisal that we need to do against the dead bodies of Biafrans that have been massacred, that debt that we need to pay for them to revenge their death is far more stronger than what we need to pay for ourselves that are alive. Because when we remember those that have been massacred, when we remember that baby that was massacred the day before yesterday, a Fulani terrorist army man in uniform shot a baby, an innocent baby on the belly, and the intestines were floating out. And you call that a country? You call that democracy? You call that where there is rule of law? Where a policeman and an army man who is supposed to protect the life of citizens is actually the one that is laying siege on them and opening fire on a baby. You open fire on a baby. AK-47 is now used to shoot a baby. And you're shooting the baby on the belly. And the intestine of the baby is floating out. And you are happy and comfortable to see. Fulani terrorists does not understand what is mercy. Fulani terrorists does not understand what is what? Baby when they come to massacre and to destroy. What they do is that they massacre everything living. They massacre from baby. They have no preference for baby. They have no preference for women. They have no preference for raping. They have no preference for genocide of any kind. They don't care whether it's a baby. This is what you need to understand. In the military, when you're going for engagement, there is what is called rules of engagement. The rules of engagement forbids you from engaging a baby. The rules of engagement even forbids you from engaging anyone that is unarmed. You only face someone that is armed, that is coming ahead of you or against you to come and use the arm to shoot you to death. You don't go and engage a baby. You don't go and engage a woman. But as terrorists, whose aims and objective is to annihilate anything that does not sing the same jihad in their mouth, you becomes their big enemy. So even a baby who is innocent, who does not know how to hurt a fly, less to talk of a mosquito, has become an enemy to a Fulani terrorist. This is how hard it has been, and this is how hard it has become. So, we are not begging one Nigerian terrorist to stay away from Biafra land at this very time. At this very time, we have dug a very big pit for them. We have opened the front for them. We are telling them to continue to come. Because the time have come and gone when we were begging them, pleading them, please come and sit down. Let us stop. Please stop killing our women and children. That time that we lamented, that time that we wrote petitions, that time that we pleaded, that time that we protested, that time that we were asking questions have come and gone. You cannot continue to be asking questions. You cannot continue to be lamenting when your women and children are being laid into shallow graves, when their bodies are being tied to the hand and dumb inside the bush and acids are poured on them, when they are being thrown into the rivers, when they are being thrown into the lakes. That is not what we do now. I want all of you to reflect your mind to Israel and the Hamas terrorist invasion of Israel. When the Israelis woke up and saw their dead bodies of their women and children littered all over the place, they did not come out and start lamenting. They did not come out and start looking for a way to protest. They did not come out to start writing petitions. They did not come out to start calling international aids to come to them. They did not come out to start crying. What they did was that they carried their dead bodies, they mourned, they buried them, and then they went into the trenches. And then they went into their armory. They started overhauling all their armory and servicing all of them and putting them in order for them to be able to counter the terrorists that massacred their women and children. This is what the Biafran Liberation Army are doing now. This is what the Biafran resistance fighters are doing now. This is what the Biafran Navy are doing now. And this is what the Biafran Defense Forces are doing now. This is what the Biafran Armed Forces are doing now. We are not begging anybody not to come to Biafra land, since it is coming to kill that you want, coming to rape that you want. But we are asking you, when you come, remember to give update of how many of you are going down. A little baby that was massacred, hundreds of you must go down. Go and ask them how many of them have gone down since they massacred that baby. Go and ask them how many of them have gone down since they massacred that baby. That crime was committed on 19th, right? Today is 21. Go and ask one Nigerian terrorist inside and coming into Biafra land. How many of you have been taken down against what you did to that baby? So we are giving you an authority that you don't need to panic. You don't need to plead the terrorists to go back or to come. No. What you should tell the terrorists is continue coming, because we will draw you into Biafra land. We will deal with you, and then your flanks will be opened up from your behind. By the time you go back, you will not see where to put your leg and to enter. You see this one that was lamenting now, saying that one Nigeria, poverty has stricken everywhere. They are the people that canvass for the terrorist jihad of Fulani ticket during the 2023 elections. They told you that any Southerner, any Easterner, or any Westerner that could be in power means they have dominated the country, and that jihad must stand. They told you that if you allow any Easterner to be a president of Nigeria, that means the person has brought Biafra and will allow Biafra to be. They told you that if you vote for Obi, that voting for Obi means voting for Biafra, that you're paving way for Biafra to come. They told you that if you allow anything from the eastern region to get very close to the position of presidency or vice, that Nigeria will be divided and Biafra will go. Now you see them. This video I just played was made yesterday. Yesterday, after they have played their takia, finish in the elections, and then lured all of you into the doom that all of you are today. Today they are telling you that, oh, the Nigeria that we wanted have finished. Why didn't they allow Igbo man to be president? Why didn't they allow Igbo man to be vice president? But when it was time to talk about jihad, they did not remember that there will be poverty in Nigeria. When it was about to project jihad, they did not remember that they cannot allow Igbo man to be a president. I want all of you as Biafrans to be brainstormed. I want you to have the mindset of a lion. The terrorists should continue to come to Biafra land. And as they are coming, they are going down by the numbers. That is the message. A lot of them have gone down, and more are going to fall until Biafra is restored. Tell them that they should not back down, that the Biafran Liberation Army have a very good food for them. They should keep coming, because they are going to fall, all of them, in Biafra land. You will all fall and perish. You're not going to fall by miracle. No, we are going to be the one to make you fall, because it is inside Biafra land. We know our in and out. It is our terrain. Come inside, bring them in. Asare Dokubo, bring more men to come and be their lead role, because the first ones that you gave to them to come in, you have not seen them again today. Bring more of them, come. By the time you enter the Biafran forest and then come out, you let us know whether you are a Biafran or whether the God of Biafra is standing with us.
A loss to any Biafran family is a loss to all. An injury to any one single Biafran is an injury to all. From the 4th to the 6th of December. Every person in Anambra State wearing military uniform, any place you see them, they are killers of our people. Bring them down. It is eye for an eye, gun for gun, machete for machete, blood for blood, until we exit Nigeria. Because there is no law in Nigeria. There are Islamic movement. All they do is to come, kill, and put fear on our people using terrorism and allow them to put identity cards so they can overrun our land. It is not going to be possible anymore. And I want to see any government in the world who will sit back and watch their own citizens, innocent children, being killed and butchered, being rained with the bullets of AK-47, and that government will fold its hands. The Biafra Republic government in exile, the de facto government, has become the legitimate, only legitimate government that will fight and will protect Biafrans going forward. A loss to any Biafran family is a loss to all. An injury to any one single Biafran is an injury to all. From the 4th to the 6th of December. Every person in Anambra State wearing military uniform, any place you see them, they are the killers of our people. Bring them down. It is eye for an eye, gun for gun, machete for machete, blood for blood, until we exit Nigeria. Because there is no law in Nigeria. There are Islamic movement. All they do is to come, kill, and put fear on our people using terrorism and allow them to put the identity card so they can overrun our land. It is not going to be possible anymore. And I want to see any government in the world who will sit back and watch their own citizens, innocent children, being killed and butchered, being rained with the bullets of AK-47, and that government will fold its hands. The Biafra Republic government in exile, the de facto government has become the only legitimate government that will fight and will protect Biafrans going forward.
The governor of the state himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa, ruling the Southeast from Finland.
Akpabio should understand that Simon Ekpa is in his community. Akpabio should understand that Simon Ekpa is in your very community. You know them. Yes. So the same thing that you pronounce there, you are also obeisance to the Biafran Republic government in exile, headed by the Simon Ekpa that you talk about. Yes. And many of you may not understand the weight that this message of Akpabio carries. So, Israel did not wake up to see their women and children massacred, and then they come back to start romancing with the terrorists that massacred their women and children. They declared a war on the people that massacred their women and children. And that is what the Biafran Republic government in exile and the de facto government in the homeland have done. We will hunt every terrorist that partook in the massacre of our women and children to the very last man standing, starting from the governor of the state, who is the principal enabler of the terrorists coming into that very state to carry out these ignorant crimes. There is no how army will come all the way from Abuja into the community without the governor being the one to call them to come in. It's the governor that will call them and tell them they have a situation, they need to come and arrest the situation. They have a problem, they need to come and fight a problem. It is the governor of the state that is the principal factor here. And we want all of you to understand that everyone involved will collect it. The hunt for the capture of Hope Lesusodima is still ongoing. Biafrans massacred cannot go just like that. We want all of you to keep watch and keep following. Do not panic. And the youth in each community, in all the provinces of Biafra land, it is high time you start knowing what to do, so that when terrorists invade your community, when the Biafran Liberation Army are not operational in that very place, at that time, you don't allow any monkey and baboon to drive out of your community. Go and remember and think of what you do with back of sand. Go and remember what you do with stones and rocks. Go and remember what you do with palm trees and coconut trees. Go and remember what you do with banana stems and plantain stems. Go and remember what you do with every kind of sticks, something that you can use to block the road. You can cut trees to block the road. Trees that are standing, when you see that the terrorist army have gone into your communities, cut trees and block the road. Cut palm trees and block the road. Cut anything that you know can block the road, use it to block the road. You use bags of sand to block the road. You use everything that you can to block the road. As they come in, every exit you know that is useful to them to go out and come in again, you block. Somebody should not come into your community, massacre your women and children, and then you come out just weeping. You now wait until when we deploy the Biafran Liberation Army to come in. Before then, you have allowed them to escape. No! When you block the road, they will not see any place to go out. You are not cowards. The youth of Biafra are not known for cowardice. So wake up, because the men and women in the bushes that are in the Liberation Army are gallant men, men of courage and of valor, men of steel that can stand the test of time. It is that same blood that flows in you that flows in them. So do not act like cowardice. Wake up and do the needful and make the work to be easy and viable for the Liberation Army to do. It is not every time that they will slap you on this side and then you turn the other side. No. That was in the Bible. And that was in time past when righteousness was very, very high, when the presence of God was felt directly to humankind. Do you understand my point? But in this very present age, in this very dispensation that we are, is a different age. Nobody slaps you here and then you turn the other side to slap you. You're not the second Jesus, and don't try to become one, because you can never be second Jesus. If you want to try, go and try to fast for 40 days and 40 nights, like a fasted, and see whether the intestines in your wombs will not damage, and see whether the worms in you will not get destroyed, and see whether you will not become like this. Go and try to form miracle that you cannot perform and claim that you are Jesus. Because the world of today is different from the one of that time. Remember very well that the disciples of Jesus, they carried their weapons while they were still going with Jesus Christ to do evangelism. They carried their weapons to fight any physical battle that will come out. But you could ask yourself, why did they have to carry knives, swords, and weapons and penknives in their pocket and hung them to the back? That is what you see the Fulani terrorists, jihadists doing. When they are doing their prayers in the mosque, you will see their knives in their pocket. You will see their AK-47 hung to their back. They don't keep it to the ground, no. They hang it. And they kneel down and do prayer like this and wake up. Being at alert, making use of every weapon. You finish the spiritual prayer, which is a weapon, you now carry the physical. So that whenever the weapon is coming out and the warfare is starting from, you know how to project and to face it. So, do not be equally yoked with what? Unbelievers. Now, let me explain. I'm going to explain it in the context of the Biafran. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. The unbelievers are the people that will tell you that you should not make use of weapon to defend yourself. So do not be unequally yoked with those people. Those people that will tell you that you should not make use of weapon. Those people that will tell you that you should only do prayer and fasting and carry only Bible and olive oil and chaplain. Those are the unequally that you don't need to be yoking with them. So go and brainstorm. Go and think of a defense mechanism. Do not allow non-entities, uncircumcised people that will come out and then they will rape your women and children and then cut you to pieces and then you start lamenting. No, it is men and women of your type that are in the Biafran Liberation Army. Change your mindset. Do not allow the Indomie and the Nkwobi and the palm wine and the champagne and the whiskey that you drink, which you don't produce in your country. It is everything that is imported that comes that you buy and drink to brainwash you. Wake up, because we are in war. Yes, they have not declared it, but they have started it. And it is done systematically since 2012. Have you counted how many of your Biafran brothers have been massacred in war Nigeria? You have not counted, right? Your mind is just in BB Niger. Your mind is in the Nollywood. Your mind is in the music industry. Your mind is in the church, where you pay all tithe and offering, and the pastors and bishops are using your tithe and offering to buy private jets, to get big cars, to build big schools, and then you cannot afford to attend the schools. The shoes and the footwear that you wear to churches are all tattered. Some of you are wearing just slippers. But you make sure you pay your offering and tithe every Sunday. And it is a collection of your 1 naira, 5 naira, 10 naira that makes up the money that they buy private jets. They makes up the money that they buy armored car, makes up the money that they use to take care of their families, makes up the money that they use to build a bigger auditorium so that the congregation and the tithe and offering will increase. Then you are still being foolish. Mental slavery. Wake up, because you cannot be saying that you are comfortable when you are still in darkness. Biafran Liberation Army, Biafran resistance fighters, the Biafran Navy are standing their ground and they are waiting for the terrorists to come in. So do not tell them to stop coming, because they will not stop. Let them continue to come, because we want to use them as manures in Biafra land. For as long as you are coming to come and kill our women and children, you must get it back on the same coin, the other side of that coin, that same coin that you used to coin the massacre of our women and children that baby that was shot in the belly, and then the intestine was floating out. That same coin is what we will use, but with a greater momentum to measure it to you people. Come to Biafra land. Do not run away. It is too early to retreat. Please continue coming. Fulani terrorists, we have a message for you. We thank you all for listening.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish, beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the prize is death for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hell to Biafra, consecrated nation, oh fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. The waving standard which emboldened thee free shall always be our flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscared we'll pass. When we are poised the wind of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets peal the glorious song of victory. We score might and wrong. Oh God, protect us from dying in pitfall. Guide all our movements lest we go astray. Give us the strength to heed the humanist call, to give and not to count the cost each day. Bless those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this kind a land of righteousness. All hail